welcome back. Welcome back. How you doing? It's been a minute. Oh my gosh, you guys, thank you so much for everyone who's been patient with me. It has been a long, last 6-7 months have just felt very, very difficult. So everything's fine, everything's groovy, but I just kind of had to reset, and I'm feeling re-inspired now. So thank you so much for everyone who's just continues to, come to me for readings and all that good stuff. I'm feeling much better. So let's dive in. Miles is going a little nuts today. So let's see. Ooh, some of you guys, feeling a little blocked, a little restricted. I mean, talk about the last 6 months. Like, this is exactly how I have felt, like just trapped and there's no way out, and a lot of this. So maybe it's going around. I don't know. Maybe this shit's contagious. But the Eight of Swords is a beautiful card, because basically what this card tells us is that even though she's surrounded by all these swords, she can pull herself out. These are like bandages. They're loose, She's not in a freaking straitjacket like back in the day. She's got some bandages on, but she's blindfolded, right? So she's not seeing something, and that's what's keeping her stuck, okay? So I love that she's wearing red. I love the red as symbol, as a symbol. Oh my God. Welcome back. Frontier Tarot. Miles is going a little apeshit. Okay. Anyways, I digress. The passion, red is about passion. It's about being grounded in your passion, the root chakra. So this is the way through, y'all. And I'm living proof of it. So we have to get back into our own desire, our own passion. I'm on a new platform, so if it fades out, by the way, just bear with me, y'all, with the tech stuff, because I'm just... Ugh. Anyways, so the Eight of Swords, again, it's about how you're seeing something, because the swords always represent our mental, our mind, and our thoughts, okay? So many of you guys are going through this period of feeling constricted mentally. You don't see the path forward, but ultimately you can just release yourself from it, and it's how you're seeing things. And then the beauty of it is when you let your own self-limiting beliefs and your limitation programming go, which is what those bandages represent, she can just step out and walk right through those swords, So it's beautiful. This is a time of transition. Let yourself shift, let yourself change. It's really good time to move the body, because if you're stuck like this, your mind's going to go crazy. So this is kind of what happened to me. I just became too insular, I don't know, tell you. For those of you guys who are watching this on Instagram, you might not be seeing it because I have a widescreen now. So if you want to watch my videos widescreen, go to YouTube. Because I've got the full effect, the full Miles effect. But I think on Instagram I might be narrowed. So you might not be witnessing the fabulousness that is Miles. But regardless, y'all, this is fine. You're fine. Okay. Take off your blindfold. Move your body. Okay. Like, not just like... You gotta move, okay? So when you feel stuck, get out for a walk. I mean, all these things that we've been talking about forever, it's true, So get into a dance class, shake it off, do anything. There's so much available to help you with this, because a lot of it is just like, I'm having a hard time kind of catching my breath right now. So some of you guys are kind of sitting in this anxiety in your heart chakra, right? It's kind of showing up as that for me right now, for you. Like, maybe but also your throat, like you're afraid. Good God, this thing, I'm going to have to play with these settings. So if it fades out, pardon me. So letting go, releasing, allowing, the water is emotional. So it's like letting your emotions out, letting your emotions be felt. That will help loosen the bandages. It's like you just can't see the path forward. And so that's what's frustrating you, because you don't see it. And you're not going to see it until you release the restriction, until you release the fear. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, I think that's kind of what it is. It's almost like the fear of moving forward. It's like, can I trust this? Can I trust this? Like, and I will say, through my own experience, like, a lot of my struggle for the last 6 months has been trying to get with other people, or partner with other people, or collaborate with other people. and nothing was sticking, you know, like nothing was kind of like, it just was weird. Things would just like dissolve and things were misaligned, and you know, it all works out in the end. But like, this is really a solo journey, you know, your own depth, your own meaning and purpose and your own missions, your life. This is a big one. This is your life. Like, just if I could title this one thing, that's what it is. This is your life. And like, I saying this to myself right now because this has been what I've been kind of working through myself. So I totally understand if this is resonating with you guys. Like, let's talk about this, because it's changing, it's loosening up, and it's going to feel really good. It's just that we have to release something that's been keeping our mind, you know, stuck. But I think it's really cool because at the back, you know, you've got this mountain, you know, it seems like a mountain, but there's the red, you know, and so this is also, fuck you. I got my middle finger out, like, fuck you. It's just sort of, sorry, y'all. I'm gonna, you know me, it just comes through, so bear with me as this fades out yet again. I might do this every, like, few seconds, apparently, so there's another setting I'm gonna have to figure out. Anywho, like, look at, there's that little bit of red up there. You know, it's like, what's calling you? What is it? You know, like, what do you love? It could seem really far away. It probably does seem really far away. And it seems like it's like there's this huge mountain you got to climb to get there. And so you're frustrated. This is a card of frustration. Like, you know what you want, but it just seems so impossible. Yes, I know this. I know this. So, but you can't not be that. It is you. You are it. So if there's something that feels far away from you, whether it's a home or a person or a project or an idea or a lifestyle, whatever it is that seems really far, like, know that it's you, and you're never really separate from it. So this is where we have to get into the spiritual side of things and allow the multidimensional universe to kind of play out. You know, this is just one little, like, tip of the iceberg, right? So the reason you're not there yet is because you've got all these damn lessons that you had to learn. These are all just boom, 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 lesson, 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 obstacle, obstacle, obstacle. Cheeseburger, 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 you know? Like, I will tell you, by the way, the first freaking download I got when I woke up this morning, the first vision was like of a giant boxing glove, like, boom, like right in my face, you know? And I was like, oh shit, you know? I was like, okay, y'all, we need to talk, because that wasn't just for me. Like, that's how I felt, but I was like, someone feels like they're just on the receiving end of like this freaking punching bag. I hear you. I feel you. I get it. So don't worry. Okay. Don't worry. Like, this is where it starts to get juicy. Okay. Because you recognize that you're fucking stuck. Most people don't even recognize that they're stuck. They just stay stuck. Well, that's it. That's all there is. I can't be happy. What I want's too far away. I'm just going to sit here and complain. You know, I'm just going to cause my own problems. This is most people. Y'all, most people are sitting there. You ain't, because you wouldn't be here, you know, you wouldn't be listening to me, and I'm going to try to narrow it a little bit. You wouldn't be here if you weren't meant to, and you've got all this red, but you notice how much she stands out. I'm basically doing the whole reading on just this one card, because that's what's so beautiful about tarot, is that it's so rich. It's so layered and deep. I love it. So it's this passion, right? It's like, you're different. You're not meant to be like everybody else. Everybody else is stuck. You're not. You're meant to find your happiness. You're meant to go home. You're meant to be in love and heaven all the time. Right? I mean, shit, that just seems impossible, because those are the things, like, you know, they're saying be careful what you ask for. Like, really? Because you're like, oh, I want a boyfriend. I want someone I can, you know, do, you know, be all this and with, and I want more money, and I want all these things. And it's like, really? That's really what you want? You know, like, is that all you got? Is like, you know, romance, a good fuck, and like some money, you know, like, is that it? Oh, well, good health, and I want everyone to be happy. Like, this is the stuff we have to outgrow. Okay. We have to outgrow the 3D thinking. This is what's getting us stuck anyways. You know, I deal with this all the time with people in love relationships and connections, and you know, I understand but it's these different types of connections are not necessarily of this world. You know, we have to understand and enjoy the fact that we can have a telepathic relationship with someone, and like, that's more fun. than having to be like sitting in bed with someone who's like farting or like going to like, I mean, humans together are kind of weird. You know what I mean? Like we're animals, right? So it's like, why does it, you want like this kind of like comfort or whatever? I understand. I want that too. Believe me, no one wants it more than I do. But we have to recognize that that is only going to get you like the next like little bit. It's never going to fulfill you completely because it's outside of yourself. Sorry to break the news. Boom. It's like, here's the punching bag. Wait, what? I got to work on myself? What? Wait, it's about me? It's what I'm not seeing? Yeah. It's like, that's it. It's reality, y'all. Freaking bitch, you know? So how can we grow out of this? And that's the key word, is grow, right? The growth that comes from challenge, the growth that comes from these things is why we're here. So we have to grow. We have to, y'all. I mean, or we can stay stuck. You know, look at that freaking judgment card. Exactly. This is it. This is your calling. This is a time to rise up and to break through and listen to, this is like an Archangel Gabriel, right? I mean, he's the messenger coming up out of the coffin. I can't tell you how many downloads I've been getting over the last few months of coffins, like especially those kinds with the cement tops, you know, like the freaking sarcophagus shit, and like those like coming off, and like it reminds me of that scene in that film Double Jeopardy. I love this movie. It's like, it's just such a fun, weird movie. It's not weird. It's just a really good movie. Ashley Judd is in this film, and there's a scene in the movie where she's trying to get out of a coffin in like a cemetery in New Orleans, right? And she's got to like freaking shoot the coffin, and she's got to get out of this thing. It's like that. It's like coming up out of the dead. It's like you've been buried alive, you know? And we're coming up out of this, you guys. Like you're with me. I am. You know, it's a new thing now. We're operating with a new system now. We have new programming that we gotta implement that. You know, we've been updated, and now we have to live from this updated, you know, operating system. Okay, so this is where we have to just be open to all of it. Okay, and just trust that we're being called out of this misery. We don't have to be so miserable. We don't have to be shut down. You know, I'm like preaching to myself. I'm like, where was I like 3 days ago when I was like, couldn't get out of bed and I was all fucked up? Like, where was I? Anyways, it's happening, okay? But we got to actually recognize that it is up to us, you know? It's up to us in spirit, you know? It's sort of like, I've been getting a lot of images recently of like, kind of like a puppet, like, you know, those marionette puppets. You know, I loved those when I was a kid. And instead of feeling like you're controlled by some, you know, a lot of us deal with people in power or authority. This is like a common thing where we just keep having these people in our lives that think that they can control us, or we allow them to control us and all that shit, right? Like, but this is like, no. This is a new play. Now we're the puppets of source, of spirit, of the angels. You know, I try to look at it like that. Like, I'm an angel and I'm just down here. And how would the angels move me? How would the angels guide me? How would the angels protect me? How will the angels talk to me and come through me? Like that's it, you know? And I love this. I'm just an angel person. So, you know, if that resonates with you, just like allow yourself to feel like moved by that, you know, by a higher source, a higher calling. It's beautiful. This is one of my favorite cards in the deck. And, you know, at the crux of my, like, kind of deep dive this past, like, 6 months or so was, like, I realized at the very end of it, which was, like, yesterday, you become what you become what you judge. You become what you judge. And I was like, holy shit, that's exactly kind of what happened. You know, so this is like really interesting. And it's part of the Earth School, you know, like you're never going to get past. They're like, you can try, but like all my angels are like laughing. They're like, yeah, that's what you learn in Earth. Like if you can get that lesson, like you become what you judge here. Like, so no judgment, you know, release judgment. And this is the judgment card. It's like release from judgment. It's so beautiful. It's like this huge portal opening for that. And believe me, there's nothing more deprecating, more awful and terrible than to realize the programming that you've been adopted for so long, and to look at that and how you're seeing things. And judgment is a huge thing. No one ever talks about it. Rarely do people talk about how much they judge. You can sometimes on a sitcom, or like they'll talk about it in like whatever, some stupid show, and you're like, oh yeah. But no one talks about it because everyone fucking does it. And no one wants to admit it. It's kind of like all that shame work that Miss Brown did, back in the day. It's judgment. And so this is really, you got to take a long look at yourself about who you judge. Shit, I got a whole list of things. I was like, people who are overweight, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I realized I had to become those people that I judged. Even if it was only for like a chapter of my life, or hopefully only like a 6-month period, like things like that. That's what is becoming very apparent, is that, and the self-judgment, right? So it's all connected to that. But you can best figure out where you judge by noticing how you judge, situations or people. Mostly people. I mean, I'm starting with people because that seems to be where, it's the most obvious, right? So where can we let that go, And that's why we go through these hard times, is that we're kind of becoming the thing that we're, afraid of, or we think is wrong or bad, or we just have some judgment on. And if we can get to that point, yes, then we're ready. Then we're stable. So for those of you guys who want stability, this is where you find it. You stabilize inside of yourself, and you allow yourself to be, clear on all of the things that are inside of you, right? And the judgment thing is hard, right? Like I'm like, it's something that we have to reel back on, right? And we just recognize when we're being judgy. And it's, sometimes when we're triggered, we're going to judge. Like you don't have to expect too much from yourself with this, like right out the gate. Just try to recognize when you're judging. That's it. Like start with that, because this is a big one. This is kind of everything. Like this is a big, huge life lesson, if not the life lesson. Dang. Okay. Like, I think we're on to something, So again, releasing that, allowing things to come through, like the call. I love that. I mean, I know so many of you can relate to that kind of life experience where you just feel drawn to things, or you're called places. I mean, my God, my whole life has basically been about that. Like I'm just called to things, and I've moved around so much, and and that's okay. It's like but I think at the end of the day, we do want stability. We want stability. But stability comes from following the calling, whatever is speaking to you, whatever is real and true for you. It's really special, but I think this is happening for a lot of people right now. So this is a great time just to kind of bring it down to earth a little bit. This is a really good time to open up to those kinds of things that you can invest in, and people investing in you, and investments look really good, even though I know it might not seem like it. Actually, it's the perfect time to invest because no one else, I don't want to do it. I'm too scared. I'm too freaked out. And you're like, oh yeah, I'm throwing down. So if any of you guys are throwing down on something that you feel is like the next thing, or a big calling, or really speaks to you, if it speaks to you, that's what you invest in. Okay. And it's all flipped in reverse anyway. So a lot of times what we're hearing in the culture, it's actually the complete opposite, which is awesome. I remember I bought Apple stock back in the recession, 2018. It was like, it went, I don't even remember. I don't play the stock market anymore. But when I did, it was like the lowest Apple stock had ever been. And then it like ended up like huge. So I did well, which was great. So it's things like that, but everyone else is pulling their money out because it was a recession. I was like, I'm throwing down, and I had it. So I did it, and it paid off. Right. So don't let what everybody's saying confuse you. Okay. Don't let other people's opinions. This is a big one. Ding, 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 ding. Swords can often be other people's opinions, other people's voices, their expectations of you, all that shit. That's part of the unraveling, is letting go of what other people are saying. That's just Like that's just game, the beginning of the game is you got to let that go. You can't get through this passage without doing that. And a lot of us just have to keep coming back around to that, right? It's okay. This is part of what life, this is life. This is like literally the game of life. Basically what it's all about right now. Right? So this is it. Like if we can figure this shit out, then, we're free. And doesn't that feel good? Don't you want to be free? I want to be free. Yeah, you want to be free from this dang devil, right? That's like, I mean, who has not been struggling with this guy, And the devil is just like, it's all the things. It's all the things, and, it's fear, basically, just personified. So really important for you guys to, let go, especially with the Judgment card of anything. This shit's just holding you back, the devil with the Eight of Swords. So, this is anything you're attached to, anything that you feel, I mean, it's addictions, but it's also just like, things that have power and control over you. It could be another person. It could just be like programming. It could be an actual substance. It could be a person. A lot of times it's a person. So, we just I love how he's kind of waving. You're like, bye-bye. Bye, devil. Like, really good time to let go of this guy. You know what I mean? Anyone you're attached to, any toxic relationships, y'all, ain't gonna fly going forward. So say goodbye. Adios. I don't care if you've been married for 150 years and you got 10 kids. Let it go. You gotta cut it. People are if you don't like step out, you're gonna stay stuck. And I'm telling you, like, I've stopped working with people. Keep coming back to me with the same old damn problem. I'm like, yeah, I'm not the right person for you, because you're not. You gotta do something, And so I love when people come back to me, which they do all the time, but they got a new set of problems, but they've got better problems. They've got like fixable problems. Like they're not dealing with the same old toxic stuff, right? Yes. So we just say goodbye. It doesn't have to be a big deal. You just cut the cord. This is, you can see here how they're bound, but like that you just pull off this chain, right? Like that's the thing about the devil is like, this can come off this guy, or this gal or whoever. Like you can just pull the chain off. So this is about letting go. I think on the big picture for many of you guys, it's just programming and expectations, and it could show up as some kind of a partner, or someone that you're with that it's just not great, but you think you're supposed to have someone in your life, or, things like that. It's all part of the same big ball of wax, right? So definitely a message coming through of freeing yourself, okay? Like freeing yourself from anything. The Hierophant, beautiful energy right in the middle here, which is all about like higher wisdom, higher knowledge. It's about institutions as well. So you guys could be being promoted. Definitely, I feel like you could be teaching. You could be stepping into, like a spiritual mastery. This is a big deal. So whoever is stepping into a new role, this is fantastic for you. You're right in the middle of all of this stuff, and you see all of it. There's a lot of big energy here today. So just trust that these shifts are big ones. Like this is not just some small thing. This is like huge shit, so many of you guys could be like offered something far away and you got to go and you got to let go of something in order to get the thing. A lot of like you got to give up to get. That's kind of what I'm hearing. It's like you got to give something up in order to get the thing that you want. So sacrifice in some regard, but I don't feel like the thing that you're sacrificing is good for you anyways. I think you're just attached to it. And you don't see a way out. Many of you guys, I've been here before where I was like, yeah, how am I going to get out of this? I'm just like, I'm stuck, so it's normal. It's part of the journey, and there's always a way, call in your angels, call in your guides, call in the spiritual support. That Hierophant, what you're doing. Trust that your visions are real. Trust that your downloads are real. Trust that you're being called, that is real. That's what we have to do going forward in this next kind of timeline, is allowing that to lead us, okay? Not the voices in the head, not the programming, not the people's opinions and expectations. It's a clear call, okay? So we have to remove everything that's in the way of that call. Yeah, I know it's a lot. I know they're like, it's a lot. I'm like, yeah, it's kind of a lot. It's a lot to ask of anyone, quite frankly, to be alive and to be awake. You know, it's a lot easier to stay. That's why so many people stay stuck. You know, they just stay dead, literally. Like this is not, you know, this is not like the final, you know, end place, right? We got to keep going. We got to rise up, y'all. And a lot of it is just getting away from negativity. So this is any of you guys who are caught up in like the news and what's going on, all that. I mean, no shame, no blame, but like get off of it. They ain't telling you anything good. Don't feed that, okay? If you're feeding fear, you're going to get stuck. Okay, sweetie? Okay, so don't feed that. Don't let that overcome you. Yeah, they're saying he's a nasty son of a bitch. I'm like, yeah, someone out there is kind of dealing with someone who's a piece of work. Don't do it. It's not worth it. I believe me, I've had to cut off things without any kind of other thing going. I was like, it's done. Like, you just got to know when to go, you know? It's like the gambler. You got to know when to fold them, know when to hold them, know when to walk away, and know when to fucking run. And I would say now is the time to fucking run. Or at least walk away, or at least see that you need to go. No, you got to actually take the action, they're saying. You can't just sit there anymore. Sorry, I don't mean to be harsh, you guys. I know these situations are tough, but like, you know, it's up to you. It really is. But there's such a better energy, like, on the other side of it, okay? And it just takes that kind of trust. Listening, it's a really good time to open up and listen. So wherever you guys can get out into nature, wherever you can kind of go out and just be in nature, not in the world, in nature. Okay, two different things, right? It's like, yes, it is the world, but don't go sit, like, you got to go deep into nature. Luckily, I live near the forest, so people who live around here, like, go into the forest. Anyone who's, you know, as deep in as you can go, okay? Like, that helps. You need to block out anything that is too, you need to block out anything that's just too fake or too man-made, you know, for sure. Any of you guys who are investing in handmade goods, but like, not man-made, but handmade, it's different. It's like things that are made like food and things that are like beautifully handcrafted jewelry, like things like this is really good. It's not man-made, it's handmade. It's different. Hands are your heart. So there's a distinction between being man-made, which kind of feels like synthetic and bullshit, and handmade, which is, you know, from your heart, right? So investing in that is very good energy for you. But I want to point out, if I can here, that you remember the little red tips on the mountain there? Look what's in the back of the Ten of Pentacles. That's it. It's like the same castle, right? It's like the castle up there seems so far away, but now the King of Pentacles is like, no, it's right here. Like, you just got closer. You just got closer to your dreams by listening to the call. It's freaking beautiful. It's awesome. And like, this is good. This is really, really good. Okay. So this is just keep following it. Keep listening to yourself. Okay. Keep trusting what you've learned. Okay. I got to put this devil aside. I'm just going to flip him over. He's just staring at me like, this is definitely someone who's like, every time you go to take a step, they're like, all of a sudden, like, where are you going? What are you doing? Blah, 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 blah. And, you know, they're going to have to you have to, like, keep going despite their, like, a lot of times when we make changes in our life, all the old stuff will come back, be like, are you know, all of a sudden being all nice to you and shit. And you're like, sorry, I'm already halfway there. Like, I got to keep going. And so it's normal when you're making progress, when you're growing, for old toxic energy to kind of come back around, which, you know, we're in Mercury retrograde right now. So do not be surprised if people show back up in your life who have been difficult on some level, you know, and it could be for obvious reasons. It could be for not so obvious reasons, but it's like people who just don't really make you feel good about yourself, you know, and that's a judgment piece, all that, right? But that's kind of coming under review right now, which is really interesting. But don't get sucked in, you know, don't get sucked into this. This person's very good at sucking people in. So, I get it, but like, I just, I love how, like, I don't know if you can see in the cards here, but like how the Hierophant hand it's kind of looks like it's up, like he's giving this guy the hand, like, nope, we're not doing it. Okay. So what I'm seeing, I know you can't really see it. He's like giving the hand to the devil. Like, you ain't coming in here no more. So you guys might be tempted to kind of go get back together with someone, or, what, all that. But I highly encourage you just to kind of be aware of it and to release whatever needs to be released. Yeah, as I say that, the World card appears. So it's time to shut it down. It's time to shut this shit down. Okay? And, honestly, when you're really done with something, it's not that hard. When you're fully completed with something, this is not difficult. Okay? Like, don't force, like, you just got to be like, no, I just don't want it anymore. It's kind of like, it shows up like a lot in food and like people, or like drinking or devices and stuff like that. And all of a sudden they're like, I just don't want it anymore. I don't want dairy. I don't want sugar. I don't feel like this. Whatever you're saying no to is great. Great, great, great. Keep saying no. Keep closing off those loops. Let it go. Move it out. I just like purged out a ton of stuff. I don't even have a lot of things, but I literally went through every kind of square inch of my place and just like off it goes. And it felt so fucking good, you guys. So I highly encourage you to, purge right now. Definitely will help you. It's about what you're closing and what you're ending. And if some of you guys are like, I don't know where I'm going to go, what's going to happen? Just close it down. You got to close it down first, because you got to trust in yourself. You got to believe in yourself. But there's a calling. There's something better. Okay? There's something way better. And if we're too fixated on something that is got a lot of power over us, then we're just kind of draining our energy. And that, we'll still eventually get there, but don't you want to get there now? Don't you want to get there a little sooner? Yeah, some of you guys are tired of being out in the cold. I'm confused. I've got too many. Oh, I get it. That's this old stuff. That's this old stuff. Okay, that's what we're closing off. We're closing off this fear of not having enough. We're closed off of lack. We're closed off of feeling like left out in the cold. This is definitely for someone in a relationship with someone who's either avoidant or whatever, current term you want to apply to these people. Like, and they've got you confused. This is someone who's playing head games with you. It's confusing. I don't know, one day this and one day that and blah, 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 blah. But they're so tempting and the sex is really good and the connection's so strong and it's powerful. It's amazing. Yeah, I'm just telling you, that person doesn't make you feel good. It might be nice for a minute, but you don't, at the end of the day, you're left out in the cold. So this is the part. You can go back into all that if you want, but the guidance that I'm getting is like, I would wrap it up, and I'm getting this like too little too late feeling for some of you guys. Like if someone comes back around, you're like, you're better off on your own. Look at it. I love this card because she's like in the center. She's just like all good. Maybe her life is not perfect, but she's not wanting for another toxic situation to come back around. Okay. She's completed that. She's bossed up a bit, right? She wants someone who's stable, who's real, who's grounded, and isn't just going to cause confusion, emotional confusion, right? Because cups are about emotions. This person didn't make you feel loved. I'm sorry. They don't and they didn't and they never will. I mean, this is like the narcissist, like freaking, there's like a super narcissist, if that's even possible. That's okay. They might play well, sure. These people are often very alluring or interesting, or they're hot, something about them. Okay, I get it. But you're like, I'm moving on. The world is the final card in the tarot, so you are done. You've completed that experience. Game over. Okay? And you're cool with it. So this is not going to be a hard no. Like, it's not going to be like, they could be like, oh no, I'm just not interested. It's kind of like in that movie, that movie Swingers, where at the end of the movie, like Jon Favreau's girlfriend finally calls him back and he had already met like Heather Graham. And he called and he was like, oh, hey, what's up? Like he didn't even care that she called. And all his friends were like, wait, what? Like you didn't even care? Like she finally called? Like the months and months of wallowing in misery? And he's like, yeah, I didn't call her back or whatever it was. That's the feeling I get. Like, you're just not going to care. That feels so good. How many of you guys have been like, had a bad relationship or a fucked up boyfriend or something, and you're like, I never think about him anymore. Barely ever think about him. And when you're back in it, you think you're never going to get out of it, right? But trust me, you know, time and, you know, is really helpful in these situations. And it might be good to kind of go back over and do a review. I did that recently. Like, I went through the whole thing, you know, all of it. Work, love, all the things. Life, all the chat. It took me like a good few hours just like sitting here with like talking to myself. But it really helped because it helps you kind of see the patterns a little bit, and it helps you see where, you know, where things were just not clicking for you. And I think that's a big part of the process, but ultimately it comes down to judgment. That's really the end game here, is just learning not to judge. Learning, the Hierophant, learning, okay? So learning not to judge is something we have to unlearn, you know, because we were programmed in. I mean, everything, think about it. You're born here, it's just all of it. You've got to judge everything because it's survival, right? I mean, this is just how you survive. It's not bad that we've had judgment, you know, that we judge. We've had to judge, you know. It's like, oh, that tiger coming at me, it's like, it's going to eat me. You got to judge that that's not a good tiger, right? You know, it's okay that we've had all this judgment, right? But we're like ascending past it because there's no tigers jumping out, hopefully, at us, like trying to eat us no more. Thank God for that, right? Now we just have other shit to worry about. But like, I feel like you're just kind of saying no to it. You're like, nah, I'm all right. I'm good. Like, wherever you feel like, and this is such a cool feeling when you're like, I'm good. You know, like there's like a day or two where I just was like home and it was raining, and I don't know, I had a glass of wine and I was just listening to like jazz, and I just kind of unwound. I was just redecorating a little and moving things around, and it was just such a lovely and personal experience for me, and I just felt good. I felt complete. I was like, God, I'm okay, you know. And I was taking a walk this morning. I live, for those of you who are local, in Sausalito, and there's this little sign, you know how in Marin there's all these little signs, you know, little elf doors and things, and there's one, it's a new one, like down by the water. I don't know how to describe where it is, but like kind of through this weird garden path I go through, and there's a sign. It's like, everything is okay. It's like this blue sign, you know, everything is okay. And I was like, it is? I was like, thank you, you know, like it just these little moments of reminder that we're fine, okay? Like, let's not drama, like this is a lot of drama. Yeah, a lot of drama with this person. So this is a good time to say no to people who hold a lot of drama in their life. Okay, I hate to say it, but it's true. And I'm probably one of them myself. So like, we have to say no to that part of ourselves that feels like all stirred up all the time, right? So everything's self-reflective. So keep going back, keep working on that judgment part. Okay, keep working on that judgment part. I'm gonna take a quick sip of tea. I'm going to know how long I'm going for you. Again, I'm just back. Everything's just kind of getting reorganized a little bit. So, you know, when Instagram pulled me like that, it really upset me. It kind of actually started this whole thing, was when they're like, you can't go live anymore. And ever since, you have no idea. If you're even getting this message, please let me know, by the way, because the miracles, I think the hoops I've had to jump through just to be able to sit here again and talk to you guys, like, you have I've come full circle around this whole thing. So I hope this even gets to you. I mean, like, please. And as I get back and get back up and running again, like, I appreciate your patience. I am still reading. Of course I'm still reading. I'm always reading. I'm working a lot with Citrine right now. I've got some courses coming up. I've got more events lined up. Like, it's all, I'm doing, you know, I'm wanting to do more remote readings. And so any of you guys who are interested in a reading remotely, those are great. I love meeting on FaceTime or Zoom. So I think I'm going to be doing more of those just because of the way I'm set up now. I know it looks the same on your end, but believe me, I turned some shit around. I've got like this new desk. I've got all my decks in these little drawers in front of me, and I've got my coffee. I'm like, all right, studio, right? I was like, this is my studio. This is what I've always wanted. So for me personally, I have to thank you for everyone who just even watches 5 seconds of this. And I really hope that these messages resonate with you. You know, I've gone through a lot internally, so I'm going to be the same. I'm going to be a little different, but I'm just going to give you the truth as it comes through me, and just try to relay, you know, some high vibe energy here, because I understand all of these things. I go through all these things, and I just love that we can do this together. Like, I just think part of this is overcoming the loneliness thing. That's been a huge, huge piece of this for me, is really looking at that. And kind of, I think that's been a big part of what I've been experiencing. So I love that this judgment is showing that, like, we're all kind of coming out of that. So this is a great time to open up and collaborate, to come together. I'm doing a lot more in-person work with Citrine. So I'm going to be there once a week, like classes, like things like that nature. So come and congregate with us. Come be there with us. There's a lot of good things coming online, you know, a lot of good things happening here. So really just finding, you know, like, this is people that you can really relate to, that you can really connect with, that you're not always just giving and giving and giving. This is something, and I've struggled with this a lot, is just the over giving thing. So, you know, as a reader, as a teacher, as a guide, all of that, like, that is in my nature, you know. So where can we kind of understand, you know, where to find the balance in that, you know, for those of you who can relate to that. I'm gonna have a sip of tea. I hope you guys are doing great. Oh my God, I missed you so much. I can't tell you how many times I wanted to come back, and I was like, I'm not ready. I couldn't do it. It was just like everything that had my eye problems, and my eyes were going cross-eyed and shit. It was fucked up. Literally, I tried to do it. My eye was like, I was going cross-eyed because I have cataract surgery, and so they're doing all these fucking tests, and I've had shit all over the place. Oh my God, it's been kind of a mess. Which is also another interesting thing, is that like I have the eyes of literally a 90-year-old man. I mean, the worst eyesight ever. I already had cataract surgery in this eye. I have to have this one done. I've had all these things. Like, it's just like, it's really bad. But it's so interesting because I see, right? I see visions. I see downloads. Like, that comes through me visually. And I remember, and I've shared this story before, so, you know, if I repeat myself, bear with me, but I did some volunteer work, or work for a volunteer group in LA. I think it was called the Youth Mentoring Connection. They were so wonderful. And the director, they did such cool shit. They would take I did a lot of branding work for them. So they would take like inner city kids, like from Compton and shit like that, and teach them how to surf. Like, this guy was amazing. And like, all these inner city kids are going out to Malibu and like learning how to surf and shit. And like, just how like it changed so many people's lives. And anyways, you know, I spent, you know, many, you know, like I did some events with them, and got to know them a little bit. And the director always said, he's like, you know, your gifts are connected to your wounds. And that always stuck with me, because that's how he helps kids, you know, like, these are like teenagers who've gone through like really hard shit, you know, they've been wounded a lot. So he helps them open up their gifts. So it's very like art based. It's very like creative in terms of how they, you know, uncover their gifts and their abilities, because they're connected to their wounds. And I just found that to be so profound. And I thought, well, that's maybe why my eyesight is so bad, like my external eyesight, but my internal eyesight is like freaking next level, you know, like off the charts. It's kind of like Beethoven, right? How he couldn't like see, but he could play. Like, it's all true. I find it's true for me. So it's like, I'm living proof that, like, I don't know. So for those of you guys who've always been kind of wounded in some area, or you felt like lack, like I'm not great at this, or I've always had problems with that. Like, consider that area something to explore in terms of where you're really gifted at, because this is what we're rising up to. We're rising up to our natural gifts and abilities. This isn't about working anymore. Are we talking about like work? You know, like, you know, if you guys are still like, I gotta go work, I want to work, like, that's part of the programming. No, we're not going to be working anymore. Okay. This isn't going to be hard. What we're doing, it's going to be fun. Okay. It's going to be exciting. I don't know what the fuck it is. But I'm like, what is it? What am I going to do? You're like, I know, we're going to do this. Like, I don't know, we're just coming out of this, but I don't, like, we're not going to be working. Like, no, we're going to be creating long-term stability, yes, but we're not going to go do that whole, like, I'm going to go and find a job on LinkedIn. That shit, come on. You guys, I mean, no judgment. No judgment. If you use LinkedIn and you go get a job, like, I'm not shaming you, please. And if you're younger, I understand. I've done all that shit, but for me and for those the people that are kind of in this same wave, it's like we're just not gonna do that anymore. You know, we're not gonna just like sacrifice our soul. You know, I mean, how many times have you had jobs and work where you just got like soul sucking? You know, usually because the boss was an asshole, right? Like, we're not doing that no more. Okay, we're growing out of that. Oh God, I just like think about all those times. I'm like, if I could get those days back, if I could get those years back, but you can, you know, like it's fine. They're just lessons, right? Like, so if you guys are stuck in something, just like get out of it. Okay. Like let's just move on. Okay. I mean, it's pretty clear to wrap something up is a good idea. This is really great. I know it's been a lot today, but these energies are really big. And so you know how it is. It's a banger, right? You know, I mean, these are how my readings go. I'm gonna try to be on here more regularly. Okay. So I really want to I'm getting more set up as a studio, set up for me. Yeah. So like, let's hang out, let's play, let's have fun. This is what we want to do. We want to enjoy. I want to have like a wine night. Like, I want to just like shake it up a little bit is my goal, my intention. Gathering together with people is so good. Like, get together with your friends, you guys, right now. Go relax. Please go celebrate. You've done, like, especially if you're quitting something. Especially if you just had to let something go that probably was hard, even though I'm trying to make it sound like it's not hard. It was fucking hard, okay? Because it just sucked, okay? Like, that's how I feel. But it's done. Like, you don't have to do it again. You don't have to relive that. Like, I love this message. This is like the end of big karmic cycles, big patterns, all of that stuff. Like, no more narcissistic boyfriends, no more asshole bosses, no more like up and down kind of crazy shit. You know, this is the end of that. And it's time to relax and let loose. Like, look, this is what happens when you let those bandages go. When you let go of those bandages, look at, now she's out hanging out with her friends, having a good old time, celebrating, dancing, moving. Look at, they're all dancing and moving around. So definitely a message for all of you guys, I would say, is to move, gather, get together, have fun, go out, play with your girlfriend, have threesome, you know, whatever the fuck you want to do. Mix it up. Seriously, like, this is good, okay? This is really, really, really good. This is something to celebrate. So if you know, even if you close a big deal, like for some of you guys, I know I have like a lot of people who are in real estate. Like, if you close on a house, or you close it, like, fucking celebrate, okay? Like, I don't care if it's just you with you know, if no one ain't around. Like, just allow that release and allow yourself to be congratulated. Allow yourself to feel how good that feels, and don't just jump back into, oh, well, I got to get the next thing going. You know, let yourself relax and enjoy. Take a break, take a vacation, go see something, go do something. Okay. For a lot of you guys, you've gone through a really hellish divorce, or it's finally coming through an end, and it's just go grab your girlfriends and go to Mexico, go wherever the fuck you want to go just wear caftans and run around loose. If any of you guys, there's someone specifically who has just ended a very big like marriage or commitment or something, and it's finally done. And I feel so fucking good for you right now. I'm like, I just got the chills. I'm like, oh my God, like, that was huge. You did it. You fucking did it. And I am just giving you a big high five, of like a toast to you. Like, you did such a good thing. This was really hard to overcome, and you did it, and you did great. And you should definitely be celebrated and let that freedom come through. You know, it's time to just reflect a little bit. I mean, these are kind of opposing energies. So it's good for you to go out and celebrate and enjoy, and then just also have a very internal celebration as well. So really see your value and your worth inside of yourself. Like really congratulate yourself for having overcome something that was difficult. Okay, so just I love the Hermit card. That's one of my favorite cards. Like he's just so fucking cool, you know? He's like he this is kind of like that feeling I had the other day. You're like, I'm good. You know, I'm like I got all my stuff. I'm with myself. This is very internal, you know? So it's very personal, it's very deep, it's very you with you. And it ain't lonely here. You're just on God, don't even tell me that like last Sex in the City. Like, no, I can't. They just like what I'm getting is that like the last scene of the last line of the whatever Sex in the City second bullshit thing. Oh, that angered me so much how they just kind of like destroyed that. It was just like a torpedo. Anyways, I digress. It is this feeling of completeness and wholeness within oneself. And that has to do with a lot of internal work, a lot of self-reflection, a lot of self-awareness. Okay. So that's kind of what the judgment came through. The call will come when you're kind of still within yourself. Okay. When you go within. It's freaking awesome reading, you guys. This is really very unique. Okay. Very cool. This is like really like it's really good, and it's just very real. It's very authentic. Okay. It's very much you. It's very much like you finally like putting yourself out there in a new way, letting yourself, freeing yourself from all of that. All right. This is really wonderful. And it's also saying it's a time to like end, you know, like kind of self-isolating, or, you know, I mean, the Hermit and the World are kind of, sometimes, yeah, we can get too alone, and they're saying, go out and play, go have fun. Like it's the balance, right? We do need to find that. So it's normal to kind of go through periods where you're more social. This is a very social energy. And then there's times where you just kind of want to be in your own thing, right? And that's part of it. It's kind of cycling between those two things and understanding what you want to do, when you want to do it, why you want to do it, and just being clear for yourself. But you know, you want both. I think this is beautiful. I think what you're doing is lovely. And there's that nice little 2 of cups there. So just be open to your own self-love and then see what shows up. You know, it's like, this is, you know, if any of you guys are recently single or newly single or forever single, like I do feel a partnership coming through for you, but it's because you kind of let go of kind of who and what you thought you should be with, or what kind of person, you know, was expected, or you're judging yourself a lot on that as well. You know, a lot of us just judge ourselves though we don't think we're deserving of that, or we're not lovable enough. So these are sort of the deeper aspects of what I'm talking about today. And I just feel like overall, you guys have really gone through the fire. You've gone through kind of the real like intense dark night of the soul. And it really is wrapping up for you. Okay. Like just trust that's it's coming to a close. So look forward to what's on the other side of that, and start to just feel into, you know, just you know, like they're like, get out the vision board. I'm like, yeah, I don't know, but it's kind of cheesy, but like it is a good time to get clear on what it is that you desire, right? Like I just remember these little mountains in the back. Like, don't forget where you're from and who you are. Like, it's always been with you. This is very much like Dorothy, you know, like she's always been able to go home, right? It's like, it is very internal at the same time, but also like what's exciting you, what's calling you, where do you want to go? This is like, do you want to go travel? Do you want to go somewhere new? Do you want to like go, I'm getting a lot of Italy energy, or Costa Rica, or Hawaii, or volcanoes. Like there's just something else that feels more exciting for you than where you're at. So if any of you guys are interested in making that move or that trek, then definitely now's a good time to do it. And yeah, I think that's it, y'all. I mean, I feel complete. I feel good. This was a really good little chat. I hope it was helpful for you. I hope this message got to you, by the way. I hope it's not all goofy, but just let me, you know, bear with me while I update my process. I'm so grateful for all of you. I'm here if you need a reading, if you need anything. And I'm gonna be back. I'll be back. I don't know when, but I'll be back. Yeah, leave me a comment, a like, a share, anything that helps spread the word. That would be awesome. And I love you guys. Thank you so much. And I will see you again real soon. Bye.